Welcome. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjitsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Everything that I share and say and do is for a reason. If there sounds like a contradiction, there isn't. Investigate further. I hope you're all doing well out there. Blessings and love to you all. Again, I'm not part of any religious belief system or secret society. I am all about the truth. And when it comes to revealing this truth, I am not to hold back. Guys, we are going deeper into the mysteries now. I urge you to be present and pay attention and be open-minded. Many say they are open-minded, but when it comes to the mysteries, inquiring about God, reality, and your existence within it, the real precepts, the raw truth, many do a runner. I urge you, keep following along and everything will start to make sense and jump out sooner or later. Do not worry if anything goes over your head. Okay, I make you aware that eerie, strange silence, quietness is around me again, as though the world is getting pushed away. I know in invisible there's something going on, guys. We are keeping watch and going forward. Now, I'm going to start this video with the things I really want to share with you with this saying. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. Okay? Be ready for this video. Now, an individual can approach me. Andre, why do you not talk about simulation theory? You mentioned about the Matrix. Yes. I've quoted from the scripture. Those that open the Matrix belong to the Lord. And I've revealed so much about the Matrix already. Giving the milk. And we're getting into the meat of it now. And many are not grasping the things that I'm saying. There's a reason why I don't directly talk about the simulation theory that so many do. I want to get you out of the goldfish bowl. Okay, not get caught into a particular narrative or perspective, what you perceive about reality with the simulation theory that so many are talking about. You need to get out of it, out of the checkerboard, out of the binary system. Otherwise, you're going to argue to and fro with individuals with simulation theory and all the other theories that many are talking about in regards to the shape of the world, etc. If you're in the, should we say, communities with the simulation theory, you're only getting a drop, a small portion of reality, a drop of the deep of reality, the truth of what is actually out there. You think, what? But there's so much we learn. It's so vast when it comes to simulation theory. Now, I have stated, I'm aware that we live in a biological, vegetable, organic, AI simulated, ordained, orchestrated, binary matrix system. I have said that myself. I've also stated, but there's so much more to it. As I've mentioned, someone would ask, what's the shape of where we live? Is it this? I'm like, no. Then it's got to be that. No. Then what is it? I will start to give insights, and of course, they don't want to know. They want to get involved with what everyone else is talking about. Do you see what I'm saying? This channel is unique. It's not from me. Father has groomed me for a time like this to share with you that which I've learnt from the Father, studying day and night since the year 2011. To give to you that which I've learnt and that which I've received from Spirit. I'm here to glorify our Father's name, to magnify and glorify the name of the Father that we bear in our forehead. The name of the Son and the Father in our forehead. Okay, guys? For those who are new to the channel, you wouldn't believe what's in this channel. It's not from me. Guys, it's all from our Father, not from me. Wonderful jigsaw puzzle piece of gold to the mysteries, to God, reality, and your existence within it, with secrets being revealed, allegories and anagrams, the esoteric, the forbidden and ancient texts. It's all being revealed to us by Spirit. You just won't believe it. I am so humble and grateful to Father for doing such works, even though it can be very challenging at times. I'm like, man, this is hard. Hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And I've spent 12 years in the British Armed Forces, and it's a challenge. But thanks to Father, it's getting across. And I know it's going to assist you in your own awakening and ascension. This is all to benefit you guys. No more lies. You're coming out of a world of darkness and great deception. I am aware of the simulation subject, a lot of it. But again, that was another community I had to separate myself. I separate myself from the conspiracy communities and your religious belief systems. I've had to separate myself from the world. I've done this now. I separated myself from the world years ago now, guys. It's been overwhelming. Who am I to know such things? And Father's like, you just keep going and sharing what it is that I've taught you. I'm like, I'm doing it. Father had first sent me down very strange schools of thought, different avenues, going into the ancient texts, learning sacred mathematics, sacred geometry, and learning of the esoteric, the Egyptian secrets and mythology, Sanskrit, you name it. Father was taking me down these routes. So when I would go into certain subjects like simulation theory or other subjects that many talk about, I would be seeing things very differently and receiving the jigsaw puzzle piece of gold to increase my own understanding and learning, ready for a time like this, okay? So, as many of you are aware, I've shared this image with you of the two pillows, these ancient symbols. This is to do with completion, all right? The two pillows, the two wands, the two olive trees, the full moon, Aquarius, the man with a picture, follow the pattern man, okay? I've shared this with you. This was a slide Father got me to do many years ago. I got no grey hair in my beard in that video, in that slide. That's how long ago I did this slide. Now, the two pillows, your terrestrial and celestial, you are in a cubic reality, which I've been talking so much about, which is part of the eternal, infinite. We are going deeper into this, guys. I've talked so much about the sacred mirror. If you keep following along, things will jump out at you. I cannot stress that enough, but you must be patient and wait for the videos. You're not going to come into greater understanding just with one video. Keep following along because this goes deep. Those who've been following me for a while, you already know this. Now, I share this with you because we got a full moon coming up. After the half moon and all the connections we were making, receiving the wonderful symbols and numbers from Spirit in regards to a high watch, meaning we're part of something very unique, waiting for a wonderful transformation. Okay? Our eternal heavenly home is not made of human hands to be erected all around us. Of course, I'm paying attention, knowing many may not perceive it if it actually happens, as I've shared with you in the channel. Father's doing a new thing, but who can perceive it? And with this eerie quietness that keeps occurring, I'm like, is there a shift going on? I'm paying attention. We're not quite there yet. There's a few things I'm watching for. And I don't know how subtle, abrupt the transformation may be. And I do believe it's with a flash event, a signal, where we can receive a flash in our mind, like in our, should we say, visual, if I can get this right, it's like your visual view, the view on the side, you don't quite having focus. You also have this with the mind. You can be going about your daily activities and there's a flash in your mind. That may sound strange to others. Some of you can relate, you've had this experience, or the flashes in your eyes, okay? This is where you receive a download, or it's a signal that you've shifted You are constantly moving through timelines, through worlds. As told us in the Bible, the world, plural, is created by the word. This word is in the heart and on our tongue. You are in a cubic reality. And there is these timelines. These timelines are all converging to a node. Some are collapsing upon each other. There is a group through an unconscious collective agreement. They are destined for a particular, should we say, outcome, to hit a particular node, etc. For many, they branch off. Sounds strange. As I mentioned, this is all about the relocation of souls, the real currency, souls. And there's another course of action for many. They wasn't ready. They have got to branch off to go through another route that will bring them into salvation. Father will have it that every man is saved. Many don't want to hear this because they want retribution, etc. But you remain in the matrix until you're called by name, each one in our order, where you go through a process of atonement, a transformation, disclosure, ascension, revelation, and preparation for the transformation, as told us by Thoth, the Bible, Apocrypha, ancient texts, etc. This is very evident if you look at the, should we say, first earthly man, Adam, the generic unconscious collective. They're completely unaware of individuals like me and the things that we know. So I have shared this image with you of the ship in a cube, a cubic reality. Now, me sharing this with you, there's some individuals, thanks to an adversary out there, and they're seeing only in part through a dim glass, through a dark mirror, being fooled by an adversary, the accuser, the trickster. They're caught in this community and subject of the black cube. And so when I mention a cube, many do a runner. When you are to transmute the darkness into light, to take away the layers of the dark veils where the truth is laying underneath it. Remember, this is a shadow century copy, a copy of the truth, reality, where there is a cube of light. You are in your own heaven and earth, a cubic reality, and forever will be. And this cube, it's a lot more than just a cube, and it does change, should we say, its sacred geometry form. Not just a cube, but you have overlaid or with it, integrated with it, the circle and triangle or pyramid. Not only that, you have many other different sacred geometry shapes incorporated on top of that or within it. That which is within is also without. It can fold within itself and without itself. It's complex. It's a complex fall, as we're told in the Bible. So as I mentioned, many are talking about ascension, 4D, 5D, ascending to 7D. Many are still stuck in 2D. You just won't believe it. And because of man's ego and their pride, hearing my words, they're triggered. I'm not in 2D. I thought this too in the beginning. Many years ago, I had to put my hands up and unlearn everything and relearn again and get rid of my pride, my ego. I knew nothing. And as I started growing more and more with knowledge and turning to Father, which brings me to something I want to share with you actually. So over the years studying, listening to Sufis like the seers, the mountain heretics, the gurus, your mystics and the initiates, wonderful individuals in Tibet, China, Egypt, America. Oh, goodness me. These individuals, these gurus, some of them I'd listen to, and individuals with high IQ, they always made this point, and they knew of our modern terms, but they always said, if you want to know the truth about reality, you must turn to the source, to God. I'm just going to say that again, all right? It's so paramount that I get that across because I cannot teach you anything. I'm not teaching you. I am not preaching you. I'm sharing with you that which I've learnt from Father and that which I receive. As I've mentioned, sorry if it sounds like I'm repeating myself. I really got to get this point across. Only God can reveal this to you guys. Many simply don't believe in God, yet your greatest renowned men of old, the initiates, the seers, the Sufis, the initiates, they all say only God can reveal it to you. They will literally tell you. And of course, the pilgrim, the seeker, the pilgrim or the seeker, they are asking questions about reality. But the wise men, they always say, well, first you need to seek God. He's the only one who can reveal it to you. And this can be very frustrating for the individual because they're not going to acknowledge that there is a creator. And when you're talking about simulation theory, with the terms that's being used today with certain subjects, with certain groups, you are still separating yourself from a creator, the love, wisdom, power, intelligence of the highest kind. You see why I'm making this point? Because if you don't, you're only going to see a drop in the deep, deep called the deep, as told us in the Bible. And so, yeah, they're talking about the simulation theory. And so, again, they're stuck in the 2D square, yet to come into the realization of the 3D cubic reality they're actually in and the operation thereof, etc. It's crazy. And I won't let it be a burden to me or heavy. I'm simply sharing with you the things that I've learned. And many throughout the ages have not wanted you to know of this knowledge. Of course, guys, we are in the apocalypse, which means revealing. The veils have been lifted. I have shared with you this image of the infinite mirrors. Okay? The infinite mirrors, where I said each one is a cube. You always look at yourself in reality and the back of you and the future things, right? This is also connected with time. All the variants, infinite states of good and evil that could possibly be, with all the resources and assets. The sacred infinite mirror can reveal so much to you the more you grow with knowledge and wisdom. So we get a language that we were with God in the beginning when God was creating the world. It's in your Bible. We were rejoicing daily his delight as the worlds were being formed. Many years ago, I came across a presentation like this. Right? Strip everything away and then stick man on the checkered board. Duality. Right? This is not to do with simulation theory. This is going back to the basics. Right? The checkered board. The grid. All right? And there needs to be a direction. The crown arrow. Otherwise, you're just lost in the deep in duality. Okay, of course, you play your roles throughout the ages. We get this language, there is these ages. Father has plans for you. Many of you have that authentic original blueprint. Many of you are ancient souls. You already have a home waiting for you in the future. But you were put into the matrix to go through the 7 eyes of the Lamb, to grow great wisdom and knowledge and fulfill your purpose. And Father, when he's done what he's promised you, he's going to bring you back to this land, to that wonderful first estate we all left to play our roles in the Matrix. Now, I love allegories and anagrams in movies. The 13th floor, before the Matrix, that was revealing so much. Now, let me share this concept with you. You have souls, and this is going to sound very strange, you need to be open-minded, who loved the 60s, who are going through a lot in the times that we find ourselves in, who are not ready to move forward. Well, their future, they can end up being in the 60s again. Not the 60s that's past, the 60s that's erected for them, with all the variants and slight changes where they would live out that wonderful life where Father will orchestrate a particular timeline that will bring him into their awakening. Sounds very strange, doesn't it? The ages 50s, 60s, 70s, they are a world or a timeline within themselves, a unit. That sounds strange. His name is throughout all the generations, the units, the space-time continuum. Before the Dark Ages, you have no idea what was going on. It was all covered up. That which has been will be again. There's nothing new under the sun. The world's plural is created by the word. The word is in our heart and on our tongue. Creation is finished. And as I mentioned, many of us were part of something very unique. We are going through this particular timeline fulfilling scripture. We are all fulfilling scripture, whether we're conscious of it or not. Hence, we have to see the degradation of reality. We have to see the things that's going on because it's in scripture. Because to us, we're seeing the old self, along with the evils, pass away. You go looking for your enemy, you will not find them. You've been separated, groaning inwardly, bursting at the seams, with the new walls of Jerusalem gone up, through the investment, because the end of the age is the harvest is for the angels. You are on this crown arrow destined for that wonderful end result that many of you saw in the beginning, eons ago, where through your awakening, you started receiving these visions or this knowing. I have a home elsewhere in the future, in my first estate. I know that I'm heading back there. Sounds strange to many. We don't think like the Elementive no more. The first earthly man, Adam, on that train to pain and destruction, playing his roles. You are a new creature, flipped from that to the heavenly man, Adam. So the things that I'm going to be saying now, it's going to be strange because we're going deeper into the mysteries. If you have loved ones that have passed, you will see them again. No one, does not exist. You cannot not exist. They are relocated. Another wall goes up that very day and they carry on their journey. Some souls, they can make massive quantum leaps or even return home, depending on their, shall we say, their name, their nature, their soul. This is actually revealed to us in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, for those who pay attention, and scripture, for those who have been doing a lot of work with Father. The more that you go into the esoteric, into the forbidden text, the mysteries, this is all revealed to you. There is many music videos out there today where they make a point, they're coming back because they're like their lives. They've made a choice, they're conforming to the beast system, it's been allotted to them. That's okay. Father says, all right. Sounds strange, doesn't it? He says, let not your human leaders boast, for all things are yours, whether portal, polar, Cephas of the world, life or death, or the present, or the future, all things are yours. And it's always going to be a future, because if there was something that you liked in the past, you're going to erect it again before you because of the sacred mirrors, the Mobilis strip, that which you've invested in, be it bad or good. Who is determined between that which is bad or good? As we're told in the Bible, whatever you believe about a thing, whatever you approve of, you keep between you and your Lord. Blessed is he who doesn't deny himself by what he approves. I wish you be hot or cold, but don't be lukewarm. Otherwise, I'll spill you out. Meaning, whatever you are believing about a thing, whatever you're passionate about, whatever direction your consciousness is flowing in, if you are seeking me and making that investment without burning desire, that's allotted to you. If you are conforming to the world and you're just making do, well, then that's allotted to you and you're handed over to these authorities. Jesus Christ makes a point to the Jews. I wish you would have faith like that centurion, the Roman, the soldier who can see the Christ and believed. Jesus said, even these will enter the kingdom before you, because they believe, they have faith. They have that burning desire. They have that knowing. They have that bubbling up desire. They know what it is they want. Learning of the Christ, where all things are allotted to him, he says, you just say the word, Lord, and I know it's done, because they understood law, consciousness, which is God and the Son. So the Roman, he knew. So as soon as he got the confirmation, Christ saying, go on your way, it's done. He was happy. As soon as he starts turning around and making his way home, he's getting the good news. His servant is healed. So I'm trying to remember it all. I've got a lot to share with you yet too. This is what I mean. I've got to stay on course when I do these videos because there's so much I want to share with you, but I'm holding so much from all this learning over the years, guys. And I'm trying to get this point across to you. Do not be like the Gentiles, fearing everything and not having faith and believe in such the wonderful things that are before you. It's there. There is a world within a world told us by faith. Father said, it's not my will to hurt you, but to give you a wonderful future that will prosper you. Stop focusing on the things of the world and all the drama that goes on. You are told to turn away from the patterns of this world and be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Therefore, you hold steadfast with your faith and belief in that wonderful future, and you deny all else. Let your no be no and your yes be yes. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. This is why I said with a lot of the Watchmen, I've had to stop watching them because they're talking too much about worldly things. I'm not interested in it. We have maturity. We must go forward. As you're going to see why as we go on through the videos. So, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, before 2012, everyone was conforming to their timelines. Okay? Now, think of this individual. This shit. All right? We're going to look at this as two layers. No matter where he looks in the past, future, with the ideas of the present, he's always going to be seeing himself in some shape or form. Okay? By his paradigms, beliefs, memories, his psychological makeup through social engineering. All right? But now let's look at each one of them, of these lines, as an individual who are going along timelines. All right? Bear with me. Of course, after 2012, there was a cut that was made. And we actually started seeing the tree of knowledge, duality. All right? Where many started waking up. And there was the purge, the slaying of the two witnesses. And so you got a ship that's upside down, a ship that's right side up. The tares and wheat, the two categories. And towards the end of the age, we saw an increase of awakening. Many questioning reality, etc. Hence, there is many who are sealed, God's elect, his peculiar people. There is a multitude that are waking up, selected, called by name, and ready for a transformation. The deliverance, as told us in the Bible. Again, Father's in control, and this is ordained because all is ordered by Father. He's in control. We're told this in the Bible. He works through man. He can foresee what man is going to do, and he lets them do it because of the truth of reality. In the Matrix. This is Imagine Dragons, one of my favourite groups to listen to, artists to listen to. Okay, you'll see the cars, right? This is Thunder. You see the cars, each one in their lane. Thunder, Imagine Dragons. Again, let's look at our ships. All right, each one a car, going along. Then we had an event that happened, and there's the separation of the tares and wheat. A great awakening after 2012. And we started learning about the Matrix. Those that open the Matrix belong to the Lord. In Imagine Dragons, you'll see the circuitry and the cubes. Okay, different shapes. Right, the alien. Or the first cherubim, the fictitious character, playing on the checkered board, on the grid. It's circuitry. It's the Matrix. Imagine Dragon. Now, I've posted in my community tab these 3 videos. Okay. Now, this video here, bear me. Right, with the portals. This video, don't listen to the commentary, okay? because this is actually what goes on in reality. You just wouldn't believe it. And there's certain subjects I'm not going to talk about right now. I'm aware there's certain initiates who know certain areas, or did know certain areas, or can anticipate when certain areas there's these glitches. And they would take certain initiates to show that this type of thing that we see in these music goes on in real time in reality. And some people out there have actually had these experiences and sharing their testimonies or the things they've experienced they call a glitch in the matrix on their social media platforms. If you understand what these are being, if you understand what's being presented in these videos and you listen carefully to what they are saying, things will start to shout out at you. Again, it's going to sound strange. Remember, I studied sacred mathematics and sacred geometry, and I started off with the very rudimentary and basic shapes, which is all in nature. In Imagine Dragons, you'll notice again this sacred geometry, a twisting in the environment, and you see his arms, he's twisting his arms. This is part of your cubic reality, the world that's being rendered and brought up right in front of you that you perceive instantly with your five senses. I look at my immediate environment as a screen. The more you follow along, the more I share with you, it's going to jump out at you and you're going to be blown away. Remember, death is the last enemy you must overcome. Loved ones who are past, they're not actually gone anywhere. You're going to see them again. Pay attention. All right, again, Imagine Dragons. Okay, the cube twisting. Thunder, Imagine Dragons. All right. Remember the stairs. Okay, I mentioned in my previous video with this stairs in all its directions. All right, bear with me. So again, this is reality. Okay, the mirrors, the garments, right? What you see in front, you see the back of yourself too. All right, when you can also look at it as another individual, and when the wheels turn, they all turn, as we get told in Ezekiel. All right, those who conform with the unconscious collective, if one of these turn, they all turn. They all follow along with the narrative. Many of you have been separated. Many of these ships are upside down. So when they turn one direction, but you're actually going vertical. So it sounds strange. But bear with me. You just keep following along. All right. So I'm going to give you an insight into the man of light that lights up the world. In Will I Am, you'll see this image. There's Will, right? And you'll see that, again, Jason, if that's his name, is of light, all right? Physical light. Your terrestrial form and your celestial is of light. For example, you always exist. In Doctor Strange, you'll see that she's knocked him out of his form. He's still there. This is who you really are. This is a garment. And this will always be with you. And it will change, which I'm going to back up in a minute. There you go. He's looking at his garment. This is you, the authentic original blueprint in your prime. You'll always be in a prime in the mystery of David. Many are not aware of that. Yeah, we've gone back, being born into this matrix, played as a child. Yeah, we already had this authentic original prime age that we were hidden in David, as told us in the Bible. Okay, before I show you some more images, Psalms 146:4. When his spirit departs, he returns to the ground or earth. On that very day, his plans perish, or his thoughts, as it can be translated in the King James Version. Again, the breath in the nostrils, you need to be born of spirit. if you are not born of spirit, remember, spirit gives birth to spirit, flesh gives birth to flesh. That flesh receives the breath of God in its nostrils only, as told us in the Bible. Then when you are born, called by name at the appointed time, you then go through a process of awakening, where you start to wake up from within as the man of light by the forming of the son Manuel. And you will carry on your journey. So say you drop a garment. These are like robes, like garments. You drop them, but you remain the same. Your years will never end. I'll back up in a minute. So again, when his breath departs, he returns to the earth. On that very day, his thoughts perish and he carries on his journey. Okay. So, Psalms 102:26. In the beginning, you laid the foundation of the earth, the first earthly man, Adam. The earth and the heavens are the works of your hands. This is the first earthly man, Adam, the temples, the kingdoms we first played in, the ages. They will perish, but you remain the same. They will all wear out like a garment. Like clothing, you will change them and they will be passed on. But you remain the same and your years never end. What am I saying? I'll show you. If you look at this scene, when he comes out the body, right, and he gets to see himself, she clicks and he goes straight back into her body. The same is true what happens in reality. He will not bring you back home until he's done what he has promised you. And so you carry on your journey. You may not see your loved ones, but they're there. Okay, and they're always going to be with you, even if they return home before you. We all get there. No one can fail at this game. We're told this in the Bible. You should know the truth will set you free. Luke 12:20. But God said to him, you fool. This very night your life will be required of you. Then who will own what you have accumulated? You would not believe what Father can do with you. He can take you from one world to another, from one age to another instantly. You can be reset back 10 steps, as we're told in the Bible, 10 years, and wake up and carry on your life as though nothing occurred. Hence you keep receiving deja vu. There's a lot going on. You've got to go through these processes. Father says you can't fathom the things I've done from the beginning. Who can seek out the depths of God? You can't fail at this. You are receiving this knowledge as disclosure. We've learned about the screen, the wall between us and home. Okay, I've shared this with you in my previous videos. Okay, the invisible wall. That's right before you in your cubic reality. We are going through the ages at the appointed time with the rupture in the Milky Way. There is this alignment, this appointed time where this meets us in a mirror and you go from one world into the next, an interdimensional shift. Many term it a rapture. A rapture is to do with being caught up with the Father in the temple. The harvest, which is for the angel, is the relocation, the return home, the pools coming out the deep. Hence we had the Mandela effect. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? Did anyone notice the constellations? Okay, magic mirror. Your terrestrial world is the sacred mirror, a feedback loop to subconscious. You being a new creature, we get into a state in which many of us are in now, groaning inwardly and bursting at the seams, aware of our cubic reality. With hindsight, for many of us who had these strange anomalies with reality where it seemed the world was turned upside down. Remember in the channel I shared the presentation of houses being turned upside down in the environment. I would go to a, should we say, a location with a day out, and as a display, a attraction, there was an actual house upside down. Of course, there was events going on in people's lives where their lives were turned upside down, and I could literally see the invisible, the connection, what was coming into my immediate environment. He was showing what's going on in the invisible. They were going, should we say, downstairs upside down. And I could see it. Those who see the invisible do the impossible. Like I said, I got a depth perception that's enhanced, hence the mystic messenger. You just wouldn't believe it. I get to see what goes on in real time in a multi-dimensional space with the psychological makeup of the individuals and my life in connection with it. This made me very timid in the beginning, as many of you are aware of. I'm trying to do my best to articulate and convey this, but we keep going on with the videos and you receive the precepts. I will review it. And if it's good enough that you're getting enough precepts, as you go on, it's going to jump out at you and you will start to see it. You'll be like Neo in the Matrix where you start to see the code. You start to see the invisible. Free guy. Okay. We want to get through the wall, across the bridge into this world. Okay. Back home. What do I mean? Back home. This is home, where we have the authentic original blueprint, where we are in our prime, where we go into a wonderful future, where there's righteousness. No more curse, wolf, hunter, lame bull, thief, liar, murderer. The evils vanish. You go looking for your enemy, you will not find them. You're going to be bridged. There's God's elect, his elite, his peculiar people, his gems, who have pinned a bridge for his name. Yod-He-Vah-He. Hand, behold, pin, behold. We are pinned to these old men, as it's referred to in the Bible. But these, our low bodies, will be transformed instantly. Whether it's a flash event to give us a signal this has happened, your then immediate environment will transform. I don't know how subtle, how abrupt. It depends what you are receptive to. Old souls like me, it wouldn't be a shock or surprise if I woke up in the images that Father has revealed to me. Many, they do not think this way. The 13th floor, when he come out of that age, that simulation, he was in a completely different world. He was in the future. We get the same allegory with Inception, when he returns home. Okay. Also, big ones like Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz. And everyone is restored. They're all there. Okay. She went through a massive storm. Took her from one world into another. And then she returns back. The same is true about you. Again, the labyrinth. There's that picture of the stairs. Okay. We've been in school going through the 7 eyes of the Lamb. Right, when you start applying imagination, your beliefs wrongly, take from the tree of knowledge and being tarnished, the dim glass, the mirror, you see it only as dark. You're doing that which is wrong. What's happening with your cube? You're stood there, but your cube starts shifting, tilting, tilted love, etc. Right, your cubic reality starts, and the sacred geometry that's in you with your vortices, the chakras, etc. The framework of the spirit man in you, things start to shift, and your cubic reality, your world, your immediate environment starts to change. Like attracts like is known to like alone. One can only give what one is. By your nature, if you are wicked and horrible, it starts to seep into your environment, and you bring calamity upon yourself. And your whole cube is twisting upside down, and you get these strange, weird presentations. So everything is a mirror. What comes into your immediate environment? Yes, further afield, we're part of the shared server in the matrix. Hence, we're hid away, disconnected, disassociated. But those that come into our immediate environment, in some way, shape or form, they are connected to you and your heart. And your loved ones, they belong to you. They will go forward. Sounds strange. Genesis 28:15. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. You're coming out with great reward and wisdom from this whole journey. And you will do that which is right. Right is right. You've been schooled going through the 7 eyes of the Lamb. In Matthew 17:11, Jesus replied, to be sure, Elijah, the power of God, comes and will restore all things. Everything's going to be restored for you, okay? Right. Matthew 6:33. The key to success is to put God first. Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to show you here. All right. I'll pack it in. Because you can't, now you understand why I said I can't work out all the variables here. There's infinite states of good and evil, all the variants. When I started paying attention to my screen and realizing there was these connections with what's going on with my mental drama, with the waters being, should we say, there's a language actually in the Bible, the breaking of the waters over me. Father, that your waters are broken over me. It's drowning me. Deep called deep. Consciousness, guys. Okay, Psalms 2:3. You're going to make it. Trust me. This is God. All right? You're going to make it. Trust me. So there was a lot I've shared in this video. And I will review it. If I get the precepts across, I will post it and we will keep going forward. I've done a lot today, but I'm sure that I've got everything across the way I wanted it to give greater understanding. Those who've been following me for a while now, I'm getting tired. This should start shouting out at you. Okay. And I get tired because I've been up since 6. I've done fitness. I've done all sorts today. And then I get on here to try and articulate and convey the mysteries to you using imagery and Bible, guys, that you will come into some sort of understanding. This is to benefit you. It's from our Father, not from me. I hope you get the precepts. Go away, pray about it, go prove me wrong. But there's a lot going on with reality. It's a complex thought and things are not what they seem, as I've been talking about. And it's so hard when I'm trying to give a presentation and a dialogue that you would hopefully understand what it is that I'm saying, because as they say, reality is a lot stranger than fiction. It's all mind, it's imagination, it's consciousness. We are waking up with the new walls of Jerusalem, being a new creature, coming from the fruits of the Spirit, the tree of life, with the wonderful virtues of God in a new application of our mind, in the vastness of God, that we can live and have and be whatever it is you want in a wonderful future after going through the 7 eyes of the Lamb. You have maturity, self-control. You're now not going to be bitten by the curse and by the error of mind, because you know how to apply yourself. You now know how it all works. My people die for lack of knowledge and lack of vision. Hopefully this will all be shouting out at you and making sense. Be aware, there's certain individuals through the play who play as the bad guy, but they could be the good guy in the future, loved our enemy as their self. They're teaching you something. Get rid of your anger, your fears. Grow with knowledge and wisdom, the truth that will set you free. It's the truth that many cannot accept. It goes deep. Hopefully those who've been following me for a while now, this will be shouting out, because we are so close now to this wonderful transformation. And we'll be going forward, revealing even greater mysteries. It's going to be amazing, guys. Talking about more positive things that we're seeing in our cubic realities as a shared server in a new age, in a new matrix, in the higher octave and the higher spheres. The pulse that's coming out the deep. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjitsu Master and Mystic Meshta. Love you guys. Have a great day.